Alright, I'm going to be doing my presentation on the article titled Can the Scientists Keep Up from the Economics Technology Quarterly? The article talks about how athletes have been using stimulants and drugs since the beginning of competitive sports and how scientists have been tracking them down ever since. Gene Smith and Henry Beecher were the first two scientists who did studies that showed drugs had a physiological effect on athletes. Even though the enhancement that they used in their trials only showed a 2% advantage, it was enough because of how competitive some events are. For example, a track and field race can have a photo finish, in which case the 2% advantage can have a huge significance. In 1964, the IOC, International Olympic Committee, banned performance enhancement drugs in the Olympics and introduced the first testing of any kind. In 1968, at the Mexico City Games, the first athlete was caught. He was not the only one who used drugs during the games, but he was the only one who was caught and detected by the tests that were done to the athletes. The stimulant he used was ethanol, which is most commonly found in alcohol. This was detected through a urine test, and it was a fairly simple test for the IOC to perform. But this test, the urine test, can detect harder, other forms of stimulants and drugs. That's why the IOC came up with a new way to test for drugs in athletes. It was called the gas chromatography. It works by vaporizing the extracts from the urine and then passing them through a long tube. After the test is complete, the result, which is a chemical signature, gets compared to other chemical signatures that have that are samples. These other chemical signatures have known drugs in them. So if they compared it with an athlete's and they found it to be similar, then they would know the athlete was on that drug. This new test helped catch additional 7 athletes in the next year of the Olympics. After the stimulants came the age of anabolic steroids. Anabolic steroids are synthetic steroid hormone that promotes the growth of muscle. Here's a short video that explains what anabolic steroids are.
What you doing, Professor?
Oh, goodness heavens. I'm just making my lunch, my dear boy.
Hey, Professor. Today at football practice, Coach told me it's too scrawny to be a starter. He said maybe I should try something called anabolic steroids.
Oh, my Billy, anabolic steroids are never a good idea. There are many negative effects on your body. Highly unhealthy.
But if I don't do them, I'll never be as good as the other kids. They all use them, and Coach always uses them in games.
Well, I see. Well, Billy, my boy, why don't you and I visit an old friend of mine and see how steroids have affected his life? You see, Billy, just like you, Mario was never too good at anything and could only succeed when he used aids, such as steroids and such. Ah, yes, he too believed steroids were the only answer. got so fed up with all of the turtles being better than him, he decided to go ahead and give steroids a try. You can take steroids by injection or with creams, but in this case Mario used the drug orally. Once it gets into your bloodstream, the blood carries the steroids all the way to the muscle tissue. Then steroids attach themselves to a muscle cell's walls where they are drawn in by receptor sites. And in the cells of the tissue, these receptor sites in the muscle cells deliver the steroids hormones to the nucleus of the cell. And this is where they react with the cell's DNA to do what it is meant for them to do, increase muscle mass and strength. But you see, Billy, while this sounds like fun and games, steroids can have severe side effects. In males, such as Mario, steroids can have mood swings, cause baldness. And it can also cause acne, feminization, jaundice, and heart damage. Development of breast could occur, along with high blood pressure, reduction in HDL, and increased sex drive, liver damage, shrinking testicles, impotence, not to mention an enlarged prostate.
Oh man, Professor, I never knew steroids could be so dangerous.
Indeed they are, Billy. But steroid side effects aren't solely related to men. Women can have severe side effects as well, some of which are the same as in males. If you watch, you can see Mario making it to Princess Peach. She notices that the steroids are with him and wants to try them because she is tired of being so helpless. But note the side effects. In females, it can cause a deepened voice, growth of facial hair, breast reduction, and changes in the menstrual cycle.
Oh gee whiz, Professor, I'm never ever gonna do steroids. That's just plain stupid.
Good for you, Billy. Next week, you can come visit me and we'll learn the terrible side effects of a drug called speed with our good pal Sonic the Hedgehog.
But there's one thing, Mama, I think you should know. It is not love that makes flowers grow, but a complex electron transfer process known as photosynthesis when chlorophyll reacts with the light of day.
Alright, that was the video. And here are some known athletes who have been linked to anabolic steroids. Arnold Schwarzenegger, the governor of California. Roger Clemens, plays baseball. Mark McGwire, baseball. Marion Jones, track and field. And most notably, Barry Bonds, who plays baseball. While the fight against stimulants and steroids was producing results, the main front in the anti-doping war has been rapidly shifting to blood doping. Blood boosting is the removal and subsequent refusion of an athlete's blood in order to increase the level of oxygen being carried by the blood cells. It has been practiced since the 1970s. The IOC banned this type of practice in 1986. There have been some tests that have been developed to detect blood doping, but they still aren't 100% accurate. So they're doing some more tests on it. This quote was said by the leader of the International Olympic Committee about their progress in the past 6 decades. We are not yet ahead of the cheaters, but we are finally running neck and neck. As new ways of gaining a competitive edge surface in the future, the IOC will play an important role in trying to maintain fair play in sports. And here are my sources.
What you doing, Professor?
Oh, goodness, that was